Hey everyone. So I wish I was as inspirational or encouraging or respectful as some, was able to give the inspiration, encouragement, respect, all those things to the Black Lives Matter movement that some of the other people who are here today have given. But the reality of it is I'm a wonk. Like, I'm a nuts and bolts guy. But what I've got for you is thank you. What I got for you is some nuts and bolts ideas on how we reform law enforcement, how we do police reform in our community. Basically, we have a choice as taxpayers and as voters here in Deschutes County to invest more in mental health services. Anthony called it out. We have an opportunity to invest in more in mental health services and less in law enforcement officers with guns. Yes. And in that way, transform policing in our community. I'm gonna tell a story of the last 5 or 6 years of people working on this mental health and criminal justice reform stuff in our community. So all too often in our community, when someone, when a law enforcement officer gets a call and responds to a home, to an apartment, to a place where there's a public safety incident, they arrive and they find someone having a mental health crisis. Back in 2014, then police chief Jim Porter, he noted, geez, like in the last couple of years, our mental health calls have doubled just in a couple of year period. And these are really high risk situations where when you show up, you might find someone who is, who's a real major danger to themselves and to some of the people around them. And you need the right kinds of people to de-escalate that, to ensure that everyone is safe and to get people the care that they need so that we can have better outcomes for our whole community. So Chief Porter noticed that we had all these mental health calls coming in, and what he needed mental health specialists who could go out in the field, respond with a police officer. So show up at a door or show up, kind of in a driveway and say, okay, this one, based on what we know about this case, you, the mental health specialist, you're the right person to go in there and settle this down. Because me, the guy with combat training and a gun, I'm not the right person to settle this down. So Chief Porter said, we need these mental health specialists. Where are we going to find them? The first place he looked was the obvious place at the county Behavioral Services Division, where we have a crisis services team, and where they said to him, we have just the right people to do this, to help you respond to these incidents, but we don't have enough of them. So Chief Porter had to turn around and build his own mental health team. And it was incredibly successful. We had much better public safety outcomes, and we had much better care outcomes for all these people. So that's the vision. And the issue now in 2020 is that we still don't have enough capacity to respond to all of these cases. We have now the county has built what they call a mobile crisis assessment team, folks to go out in the field with those law enforcement officers, and the City of Bend Police Department has one grant-funded position, that is provided by the county that also does this work. But I'm not sure how many of you know this, but Deschutes County has 200,000 people. So 3 mental health specialists to work with your law enforcement agencies to respond to the needs of 200,000 people is just not enough. So we have a lot of opportunities. We have a lot of opportunities to do more, to essentially have the right person respond to the right call, and to get better public safety outcomes and better care for our fellow community members, so that we can have a better place to live for everyone. So that's the basic that's the basic gist of it. And we can do this right away. It's a very simple thing for the county to invest more in mental health services and in its behavioral health division. But we need a dramatic change on the county commission. So I hope you all will join me this November in trying to make that change and advocating with me after that to get those budget decisions done so that we can get this criminal justice reform done and have a more just and respectful and caring community. Thanks. So